Now I have you. We rely on ensnaring our victims, whether it is a stranger who we pass each day and smile at, knowing that they will return the smile, whether it is a friend who relies on being associated with us, and who enjoys the benefits of being seen with us, or whether it is the intimate partner who is installed as our primary source. We need to ensure that our fueling appliances are attached to us, connected and secured, so that we can rely on the fuel being pumped our way. We have our ways of determining whether an appliance has become ours, no matter what source the appliance belongs to. These shows, or tells, are important to us for several reasons. 1. We know that the appliance has become attached to us, therefore the fuel will continue to flow. 2. We are aware that our seduction of the appliance has worked. We seduce everybody that we target. There is the generally accepted definition of seduction that is applicable to the primary source, but our seduction also manifests against those who are secondary sources. When we seduce, we charm, win over, beguile, attract, and so forth, and we do this to the friends, the colleagues, and family members. Our seduction of a stranger may be as straightforward as smiling at them, so they return the gesture, but it is a seduction nevertheless. Knowing that the seduction has succeeded is important. 3. Once we know we have you, then we can adjust our approach appropriately. This may mean maintaining a certain level of behavior and thus conserving energy. Thus we do not expend energy too greatly trying to charm you further when we have already succeeded. It may mean knowing that since you have been seduced and you are attached, we can turn our attention elsewhere. 4. We can broadcast the seduction to other people and know that we will not err in doing so. This broadcasting allows us to gain fuel both from those who admire our newly seduced appliance, those who are jealous of our latest conquest. Either way, we receive fuel. Accordingly, the relationship bulletins can begin. 5. It will be the trigger for the discard of the malfunctioning current primary source. Once we know that the prospective replacement has been seduced and attached, we can commence the discard. Not only do we look for these shows and tells in order to confirm to us that the seduction has been achieved, we use them as way markers to confirm to us that we are heading in the correct direction during the seduction. It will not be too long before we have you completely in our grasp. These indicators are important. If we do not see them, we know that we must apply more effort, more charm, more seductive power in order to reel you in. In some instances, if they remain absent, we may form the view that the seduction is floundering, and we may be better served turning our attentions elsewhere. So we are not denied fuel, and we do not use up our energy on a wasted prospect. It is unusual for this to happen, but it can. Therefore, we need to see these indicators that confirm to us that you are falling under our spell, that you are being seduced, and soon you will be attached to us. In the context of seducing an intimate partner as a primary source, these indicators are at their most prevalent, and of course, by reason of that person being a prospective primary source, they are the most important ones to look for. Whilst it is material to see certain signs which tell us that we are acquiring a new and loyal inner circle friend, it is the indicators which signal to us that the prospective primary source is heeding our overtures which matter the most. So, what are these indicators? There are many, and the ones that I describe shortly are not an exhaustive list, but some of the more common ones. Some of these indicators do happen in normal relationships, but they still should be heeded because they demonstrate that you are falling for us, that our charms are working, and this will give us the comfort and information that we need to adjust our plans and machinations accordingly. If you realize that you are doing these things now, then you are telegraphing to somebody that you are submitting to their seduction. If the seduction was once in the past, you may well recognize some of these things as matters which you did or said. Moreover, you will now know that if you wish to lay down a false scent, if you will, and deny us the indicators, these are the things you must avoid in order to encourage us in our seduction of you. 1. Answering your phone within one ring when we call you. 2. answering text messages in less than 30 seconds when we message you. 3. Answering your phone, whether call or message, in the middle of the night. 4. Cancelling plans with other people so that you can see us. 5. Inconveniencing yourself to spend time with us. For instance, travelling across town just to spend 30 minutes with us in a lunch hour. 6. Calling us and not having anything really to say to us. 7. Asking to know what our movements are during the day. 8. Going to do something or doing something even though we know you do not like it really, just to please us and or be with us. 9. Dropping everything to come to us on the pretext of an emergency. 10. Agreeing with us when we tell you that friends, family, colleagues, etc. are jealous of you and I, and you do not try to make excuses for them, but instead you express dismay for their attitudes. 11. Buying something so you have a similar item to us. 12. Asking for an item of our clothing with our scent on so you can have us close to you. 13. Allowing us to borrow something and not asking for it back, even though we have kept it for longer than we said we would. 14. Lending us money and not asking for it back. 15. Preferring to stay in than go out with your friends in the hope that we will call you. 16. Turning up unexpectedly at a place where we are. 17. Making considerable changes in your appearance to impress us. 18. Making changes to your home in order to impress us. 19. Writing poems or love letters to us. 20. Offering to do chores for us, even though we do not live together. 21. Wanting us to accompany you to events. 22. Telling us you miss us, even though it has only been an afternoon that we have been apart. Whilst it is a fact that these indicators also happen in normal relationships, it is the fact that so many of them occur, and that they do with such undue haste, which sends us the signal that we want to see. Some would not happen in any relationship, and with others, it is the speed and aggregate effect of them which provides us with indication that we wish to see. Be mindful of whether you are doing these things, because if you are, and you recognize the red flags of the way we behave towards you, you are in effect issuing a "come and get me, I am yours" to us, with all the consequences that flow from that.